Hey, I'm Chris. Hey, welcome to Show Me Repair. I'm Chris. Today we're going to tackle my Ford F350, the 2005. It's basically a project truck at this point, that's what I'm calling it. We're going to tackle tie rods and the steering gear. We're going to attempt to adjust the steering gear, if I can talk right, to get slack out of it. So steering gears over time, as they wear, you'll usually get that slack. You guys have probably driven a truck like that, and you can adjust them usually to get some of that slack out of it, tighten it up. That way you're not chasing the vehicle down the road. This is only on steering gears. Steering racks do not have this adjustment that I know of. I've never dove into a steering rack and known that it needs adjustment. But let's get started. Try to get some of this done. If you are here for an update on Evan from Country View Acres on his Edge, stick around to the end. I'll give you a little bit of update where I'm at on diagnosing it, and let's get started. See if you guys count the same amount of turns that I counted. And while editing this, I did count again, and I got the same amount as I did whenever I did the tie rod. So that's a good thing. But this is a really good practice to do when you're replacing tie rods. Some people say it's not worth it, but it gets you close. And the cool thing is I prove it in this video. Now, from one brand to the next, tie rods can be shorter, and so you don't get as much engagement, but I did compare these two tie rods and they were very close. So this did work, and you could definitely do it when replacing tie rods on your vehicle or somebody else's and get very close to the alignment, and you'll see here shortly that it paid off. And I got 29 turns starting with the stud up. Okay, so anytime you get a new part, really, you should really just stop and compare the two. And if we look at these two, for the most part, the same. This one, I think the body is just a little bit bigger than the new one. The shafts studs look relatively the same. See there? Now, the one thing, I thought this was a greasable joint. It is not. We can fix that, and it'll probably void the warranty possibly. But if we tap it right in the center, they may not. If it wears out in the time, they may not say a word. Okay, let's drill for the new greaser. Okay, now that I got the hole drilled, I'm going to use a 1/4 by 20 tap. And I actually already did it, but my camera shut off because it overheated. But that let me start this grease zerk. And it was a little bit harder before. Obviously, I've cut the threads now. There, it's bottomed out. Now we're ready to go back on the vehicle. I like to goob it on there. As much water and grime that's seen on the front steering components, I figure it helps it. If you were counting along earlier when we pulled this off, I counted it had 29 rotations. So we're going to start. And that gets us very close. Start the nut. That's while I move this. Because all I have to do is really move it backwards. There we go. Okay, you can probably tell this is kind of old footage. This is back whenever it's cold out. You can hear my heater running in the background. I changed these out months ago and still knew I had a little bit more work to do, and that's why I hadn't put the video out yet, but I held on to the footage because I knew I'd be able to make a video on it. And this side really fought me. You can see that I kind of edited it out, but you can see that puddle of fluid was me spraying rust out of the center link and the adjuster here. You can see I'm fighting, and so I really had to fight these tie rods off and back on and lube them up real well. I stuck with it, got it done, and it has definitely paid off. This lower tie rod on the center link, which actually the stud from the upper tie rod goes through the knuckle and then through this tie rod. This one, I almost cross thread in the center link. You don't see it much here. I had to edit out that way it doesn't drag out. But this one, I'd never seen that before. It actually kind of scares me. I'm on the edge of possibly having a center link just in case I run into an issue down the road. But I've been driving it for some time with no issues, so I think I'll probably be okay. It's a little hard to see what I'm doing here, but I'm installing the top tie rod grease zerk, and then I'm going ahead and get everything greased up, ready to go. Okay, got the wheel back on for the tie rod. Everything's on here, ready. Before I set the toe, I will let this down and torque the wheel, but I want to replace the steering stabilizer, and that is right. I mean, I'm looking at it, kind of pointing. Looks like a shock right here, and I'm not having any steering problems. You can tell I need to power wash this and clean it up. I don't know if that's from this engine leaking or a previous engine. Anyway, I don't know how old this one is. And boy, this looks like a different bracket than stock. Hopefully that works. Anyway, we'll take it loose here on the drag link, and you can see this bushing's wearing out, so that's not working too well right now. And I probably won't be able to film too much just because it's in an awkward spot, but I'm going to try. Yeah, there's nothing to that one. It's not supposed to move like that. Let's see. Some light on it. Is that better? Looks like it. That's normally an 18, which I already checked is. I can get my impact on that, but then getting this stud out of the drag link, I like to use an air hammer. Okay, we got the old steering stabilizer removed. New one in front of us here. And obviously we'll have to assemble this portion of it, put these bushings on, everything. That's no big deal. But then this end we'll have to assemble. So this is stock where the stud is already assembled in it. This is very common on aftermarket, but you got to make sure that you have the tapered end for the steering, and this, where my thumb is pointing, is the tapered end. And this one actually has some washers that, if your washer won't fit over, well, my big washer does not fit over the tapered end, that's a good indication. So you can see there's two different size washers, the inside anyway, bigger, smaller. And it fits here. And it should not matter how this goes together, but I'll degrease that up, put it together, and then we can assemble it on the car or truck. Need to get in there, and for some reason this one has two nuts on it. This may be an aftermarket gear, and I need to tighten the Allen head in, so I need to knock that top nut loose and then try to take the top one completely off and then loosen the bottom one and tighten in the Allen screw, the main shaft, and then tighten it all back up, just to try to tighten up the steering wheel. Here's an old gear I just had laying around. I can't remember. I think this one's off, maybe like an 01 to 03, 03 and a half. Basically a truck that had coil springs, not coil springs, I apologize, leaf springs. The steering gears on the old ones just weren't near as big. So this would be the side, exactly how it would set basically in the truck right here, just like we would look at it from the frame side. It's bolted from the inside. This is the sector shaft adjusting screw and the nut. So you're going to loosen this nut, and in here it's covered with dirt, but there's an Allen. You can stick an Allen in there, and you turn this and turn it clockwise to tighten it up, counterclockwise to loosen it up, and it helps. This one actually has very little play in it, so this one must be pretty nice on a truck, but I don't remember why I have it. But that's just so you can get a better view. I didn't get a good shot of me adjusting just because there's so much stuff in the way, but this gives you a good idea, looking at the steering gear, what I'm actually working on. So you can see it's still got a little bit of play. The proper way to adjust that gear and know that you're doing it properly and you don't over tighten it is you're supposed to take the drag link at the pitman arm of the gear off, take the airbag out, check the rotational torque of the steering with a, I believe it's an inch-pound torque wrench that can read rotational torque. I can't remember the spec, but you turn it and figure out what the rotational torque is. There's a maximum amount that Ford has. You tighten up, you start tightening up that stud on the top of the gear, and you get the slack out of it. If at any point you tighten the gear and it makes it too tight to turn, basically you're going to have you're going to bind the steering gear up and or create memory steer where it won't return to center easily. So you got to watch out on that. I think I'm kind of on the edge of memory steer, just the way this feels. I'm going to loosen up that gear a little bit until we get more slop in the steering, and then I'm going to tighten it up. Whenever I was tightening it up earlier, I just went a little too, I think I kept going trying to tighten it up, and I just can't get it out of it. So I want to take it back out. If it was a customer's, I would not do that, and I would take it loose at the pitman arm and the airbag out so I can actually test or check the rotational torque. This one, I'm pretty sure it's going to need a steering gear, so I will eventually get a used one at it's not a pick and pull, but I know where I can get used parts, and I've had good luck with them. I can get a gear for like $100 from a 2016, what I've done on other people's, and then it will be a much better gear because the newer gears tend to work better. Okay, I got my alignment tools on the front. I do have everything to do the rear as well, but being that it's a dually, that rear wheel sticks out quite a bit. I thought about pulling the rear dual, that way it goes off the inside dual, but then you've got the hub of the axle that sticks out, and I don't believe it will clear the hub because the hub on the rear axle sticks out further. So this will have to do what I'm going to do. Since I have this on the wheel, I have it on the right front wheel as well, and I'm going to measure across with a tape measure, and I'll show you. And this isn't perfect, but it gets me close. And I'm reading, what is that, about 3/8, 84 and 3/8. 84 and 3/8, and then if we go over to the front, 84 1/4. So I'm only 1/8 of an inch. I think that's right. 1/8? Yes, I'm pretty sure. In the comments, from what you can see, let me know if I'm wrong. But I'm only 1/8 of an inch towed in, so could I try to get to a 1/16 of an inch difference? Would it make a difference? Maybe it would help with tire wear. I highly doubt that I'd really notice driving down the road, but I'm going to adjust it and then we'll see. I'll update you guys if I can get it right, but probably this is it. It's close enough. I'm happy. If it was a customer's vehicle, I'd probably keep checking over and over, but with my own, it's just kind of I can deal with it, but I'm happy with it. Also, if this were actually set up to where I had all 4 of these on each wheel, you loosen this Allen and then you swing this out and you lock that Allen down, and then there's one on the rear of these as well, but the ones on the front and the very rear of the alignment tools, attachment, whatever you want to call it, there's little slots. I don't think I'm going to get my camera to focus for some reason on that, but there's a little slot starting at the 3-inch and then 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, and I have a string that then I can wrap around the front and go all the way to the back, wrap around that one, and you can read off this back ruler how far your toe is out. So it's really a handy thing. I like using it. I don't have to go to the alignment shops, and it lets me control my customer's alignment very, it doesn't seem very precisely, but I can check over the alignment several times and really fine-tune that alignment. And I have customers with classic cars that really, really like that, because I don't know if any of you all have classic cars of any kind, or if you've been in this situation where you say on these trucks, the newer ones have what everybody calls death wobble. Well, you want a lot of caster in those, and if you go somewhere and tell them specifically what they want, a lot of places will fight you because they don't think you know any better. So this is something that I can do specifically for my customers and really dial in their alignment without going anywhere. And I don't need a $100,000 machine to do it. I spent, I think with the turn plates and everything, in the 400 range, 500 range, I can't remember exactly. But I'll put a link in the description of this kit from Quick Trick is the name of the company, and I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, and we'll take it and drive it shortly. Okay, running down the road, and my steering wheel is a little off to the right. I don't know if you all can see there. It's just a little high on the left side. And obviously this road is crowned pretty good, and so whenever I let off the wheel, it goes to the right a little bit. But I will show you how to fix that. It is not hard. And we don't have to use any alignment tools. Okay, first thing you do when you have to, on a lot of these vehicles, Super Duties. I'm just gonna say Super Duties, especially 4-wheel drive. What you want to do is just pull onto a flat, I mean, you could be on gravel, flat surface, and get this steering wheel to sit basically the same way it does running down the road. And that's about how mine was, just down on the right side. And that's where you can see it's centered because mine's got play in it. I need to maybe tighten that steering wheel a little bit more. But the left side was up a little bit, the right side was down, and I will show you what to adjust to level that steering wheel more. That way when you're running down the road, your steering wheel is more straight. It wasn't far off, but it tugs at my perfectionist side. But then again, you look at this and you wonder, where's your perfectionism? Maybe it's not perfectionism, it's well, I have ADHD. That's what I'm looking for. OCD. I don't know, I have it. I'd say from the mess of my shop, probably not, but little things like that bug me. I think mainly because, to me, that's a sign of if I'm running down the road and the steering wheel's off, a customer notices that. First thing they notice, driving their vehicle. And I hear that from a lot of customers. So to me, even on my own vehicle, I want that right, because I want to make sure I keep that quality rolls over to my customer, and I continue to do the same thing. Here, we're gonna go back underneath, and we were working with the lower center link that goes from knuckle to knuckle, but we're gonna work with the drag link that connects there. You can see where the new stabilizer is, and it connects up there to the pitman arm, and it comes down to the top of the right knuckle. Well, we're going to work with this collar or adjuster, whatever you want to call it, right here. And we want to loosen this up. These bolts here, I got to loosen this adjuster or this lock, move it out of the way. And we want to actually extend this. So spread, make a bigger space between this side of the drag link and this tie rod, which will push the pitman arm more to the driver's side, which will then turn the steering wheel to the left a little bit. So let me get my tools and we'll get started. Yeah, I said I didn't have to use any tools, but I do have to use, well, it makes it much easier to use these tools. This is a tie rod and pitman arm set. This set is from Mac Tools, but I'd imagine there's a lot of companies that make it. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. Oh, my camera overheated and you guys are sick of hearing that, so I guess I need to buy a new one. Okay, so I took off this clamp right here. You'll loosen these 15 millimeters. You'll take them out. So the studs will drop out of these clamps. You will then spin this collar that connects to the tie rod and the drag link. Got that all done. Now we got to go take it for a drive and we'll see how I did. Okay, now that we've straightened the steering wheel, let's see if I can get panned out. See that steering wheel? Still got some play in it, but much straighter, a lot better. See, it centers pretty straight. Not perfect, no such thing as perfect, but much better driving down the road. Okay, so took it out for a drive. You can see I showed you that I got the steering wheel nice and straight. That always just makes me feel so much better. My perfectionism or OCD, whatever you want to call it, really tugs at me whenever I get the steering wheel off. I'm sure a ton of you guys can relate. So I'm very happy that I changed the way this truck drives down the road. Used to, you'd chase it, you could feel it whenever you'd hit bumps. It wouldn't shake, it wouldn't do the death wobble like everybody's used to experiencing on other trucks. But you were constantly chasing this on the road to keep it in the lane, and it wasn't fun to drive. It wasn't enjoyable. Sometimes worse with the trailer on. And so just changing those tie rods, changing the steering stabilizer, and then adjusting that steering gear, I hope anybody watching this and experiencing similar things, and now they've seen, I didn't show in this video how to check tie rods, but go back to the video where I go over checking over the F350 the first time starting this project. I show that you can, just as the truck sits not running, I set up my camera, I shook the steering wheel pretty hard, and you can watch to see if any of your joints down there have any movement. You can do it without somebody. It's actually really, even whenever I was in the dealership and you'd have another tech around you can grab, just having somebody shake the steering wheel for you so you can put your hand on the joints and feel them and look at them and even record them to where you can really zoom in and look at it. It makes a huge difference. So if anybody is experiencing this on their 1-ton truck, 3/4 ton that has a steering box, or an older truck that has a steering box or car, go do that. See if you have any tie rods loose. I actually wanted to do more in this video, but this took quite a while, and I hate dragging out videos, and my ADHD starts to kick in on hour-long videos sometimes and makes it tough. So I try to keep these videos kind of straight to the point, and 30 minutes is about max for me that I like to do. but maybe you guys would enjoy more. Definitely trying to make these videos better. So if you guys have any ideas, you know, do you like this, do you like that? I don't want to completely change my videos because I kind of do instructional videos and they can be boring, but I like to add some more personality to it, make it more fun, makes it more fun for myself too. But update on Evan's Edge. I test drove it, verified the problem that he's experiencing, and there's possibly two problems with it. I'm definitely experiencing some vibrations in the rear, but then I'm experiencing some vibrations the longer you drive it. I'm noticing some up front, or more up front, what it feels like. It possibly could be the same problem, but before I just jump into it, I wanted to get a tool that I've been wanting for a long time, and that tool is going to give me the ability to possibly show you all the vibration and the problem we're experiencing. That way it's not just me driving down the road telling you that it's happening. And I wish this was, you know, YouTube or TV was more interactive for you. Maybe one day it will be, where you can sit in the seat and experience it, and that'd be pretty wild. You can smell the smells, but then again, I don't know, there's some videos I wouldn't want to smell the smell. But as of the time of putting this video up or recording it, I've already gotten the tool. I'm already in the middle of testing and filming, so I'm still in the middle of trying to diagnose it. I have a gut feeling of what it is, but I like some facts. I don't want to just go off gut feelings, so I need some more facts, and that's what this tool will hopefully do. Other than that, hopefully his depending on what the repair turns into, or how quick it happens, his car may be the next video, but I don't want to promise anything, just in case we run into a situation where it turns into more. I don't want to promise you guys a video and not deliver. I really, nothing against everybody watching, but when it comes to me repairing vehicles, not mine, but customers, that customer is a paying customer, and they come first. You guys are paying by views, and I really appreciate it, but I'm sure you all can completely understand that, where when your vehicle's somewhere, you don't want somebody just dragging their feet, dilly-dallying, and just wasting your time. You know, I put myself in the customer's position, and I'm not super fast. I don't want to be super fast because I want to repair the vehicle. I don't want to just throw something at it and tell them it's fixed, and oh, it comes back, oh, I thought I had it fixed. Well, no, I want to test drive that vehicle and know that it's fixed. But I think I'll end the video here. I appreciate everybody watching, and sorry I don't have a video out for Evan's Edge yet, but I will soon, and I'll make sure it's a good video for you guys. And I appreciate everybody watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.